Okay, let us discuss about gas state. So in this lecture, I want to talk about the measurable properties of the gases. And number two, gases laws, and particularly Boyle's law, I want to discuss in this lecture. As you know that in the previous lecture, I was talking about balancing of the intermolecular forces and thermal energy to keep the different states of the matter. We were talking about like dispersion forces, dipole forces, dipole induced forces was talking about. And today topic I am discussing about gas state. What is meant by gas state? How you define the gas state? The gas state can be defined as it is the simplest state of the matter. It is the exhaustive state of the matter in which all the mixture of gases are present like oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, water vapor. That means the human life completely immersed in the the gases, ocean of the gases we say. So hence we can define the gas state as it is the simplest state of matter and the ocean of air in which the mixture of gases are present like oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide and water vapor. So this is the definition of gas state is the definition. Mixture of gases we say. Then how you describe the gas state? The gases should have the properties and the characters we say. The gas state is characterized by the following physical properties. Physical properties we say. You learned in the previous class about the gases are highly compressible. The gases are highly compressible. Gases can be compressible. And the second property is that gases exert pressures equally in all directions. So the gases molecules move in all the directions we say. Third point, the gases have much lower density than liquids and the solids. Gases have much lower density because molecules moves far away. There is intermolecular space is a maximum. The volume and the shape of the gas are not fixed. The volume shape of the gas is not fixed. The volume of the gas depends upon the shape of the container. Shape of the container we say. That means if you fill the gas in the balloon, it can get the balloon shape. And if you fill the gas in the cylinder, it can get the cylinder shape. The gas mix evenly and completely in all proportions without any mechanical. You not do so apply any force or any mechanical pressure over the gas to mix itself. It can diffuse. What we say, this is called by the diffusion process, the gases molecules move all the places and mix completely, evenly in all proportions. So these are what we call all the properties of the gases. And finally, so what we can say means the gas exhibit the properties like pressure, volume, temperature, mass are the important properties the gases exhibit. So these are the four measurable properties of the gases we say. So what are the four measurable properties of the gases? One is pressure, second one is volume, third one is temperature and mass. So the interdependence of these variables leads to the formulation of gas laws. We change these pressure, volume, temperature and mass, then we can get the gas laws. The interdependence of these variables, that means we can change these properties of the gases like pressure, volume, temperature and mass, then we can formulate the gases laws from these measurable properties we say. Now coming to the discussion about the gas laws. Just now I told this interdependence of the variable properties. What are those? Pressure, temperature, volume and the mass of the gas. If we change the properties like pressure, volume and mass, then we can formulate the gases laws. The gases obey several laws. Number one is Boyle's law. Number two is Charles' law. Number three is Avogadro's law and Gay-Lussac law, we say. So we'll discuss one by one the gas laws. The first gas law was proposed by the scientist Boyle's Anglo-Irish scientist Robert Boyle. In 1662, he proposed the Boyle's law. The first reliable measurement on properties of gases was made by the Anglo-Irish scientist Robert Boyle in 1662, and this law formulated as Boyle's law, we say. Boyle's law. And this Boyle's law work on the principle of pressure-volume relationship. Pressure and volume relationship. Pressure mean for P and V, volume. Pressure versus the volume relationship. The applications of this Boyle's law is that working principle of the syringe. The working principle of the syringe, okay, you can see the syringe will work on the principle of this Boyle's law. So, and you can see the room freshener spray also work on this, releasing the gas from this, also work on the principle of this Boyle's law. Room freshener, the spray, working principle, the Boyle's law. Filling of the gas in the cylinder also based on that Boyle's law. So in our day-to-day life, we use Boyle's law in many places. Hence, it is very much useful. It is very much useful, and it is very much important to discuss about the Boyle's law. So what does this? How you define this Boyle's law? Boyle's law can be defined as constant temperature, the pressure of fixed amount of gas inversely proportional to its volume. Again, I'm defining this Boyle's law. At constant temperature, the pressure of fixed amount means the number of molecules taken, fixed number of molecules are taken, moles are taken of the gas, and its pressure is inversely proportional to its volume. Then it is known as Boyle's law. The mathematically it can be written as P is inversely, pressure is inversely proportional to V, where at constant temperature, at constant number of moles, we say. Then, if you take out this proportionality constant, if you take out, yes, this proportionality, this is the proportionality constant. This, if you take out this proportionality constant, P is equal to K1. This is the K1 is the constant we can get. 1 upon V, 1 by V we can get. That means P is equal to 1 upon V. This is the K constant we can get. Then simply we can write, if you rearrange the equation, PV is equal to constant, we can get K we can get. The product of pressure and volume is equal to the constant K. So what we understand, we increase the pressure, the volume decreases. If you increase the pressure, when pressure increases, P increases, then the volume decreases. This is P and this is the V. When pressure increases, when pressure is applied on the gas, its volume decreases. So where this K is the proportionality constant, the value of K depends upon the amount of the gas taken in the container, the temperature of the gas, and the units in which the P and V are expressed. So the product of pressure and the volume is equal to constant, proportionality constant is said to be Boyle's law. And here for this Boyle's law, we have to keep the temperature constant and we have to keep the number of moles also constant for the given gas. That means here at the constant temperature, the product of pressure and volume is for the fixed amount of gas is a constant. If a fixed amount of gas at a fixed temperature, so the volume of the gas is V1 and the pressure is P1, then volume will be V2 and the pressure will be P2. Then we can write the relation P1 and V1 equal to P2 V2 equal to the constant, So this equation can be written as P1 upon P2 is equal to V2 upon V1 is that equation, which is inversely proportional relationship. So this is the equation at different variables. That means two variables. P1, at P1 pressure, the volume will be V1. At a P2 pressure, the volume will be V2. So when pressure increases, volume decreases. So this is the equation we can follow for the Boyle's law. Now, so there are two conventional ways of graphical representation of Boyle's law. If you want to understand more at different temperature, so we can plot a graph between the volume and the pressure. The pressure is taken on this y-axis, okay, and the volume is taken on this x-axis. The volume is taken on this x-axis, starting from 0 pressure, 0, 1, 2, 3 in terms of the bars taken on this. The volume is taken on this x-axis dm cube, volume is taken on this x-axis dm cube, we say. Okay, so and just now I have mentioned the Boyle's law, temperature should be constant. At the constant temperature, for the fixed number of moles, and for the fixed number of moles, fixed amount of mass of the gas, and at the constant temperature. So how this volume changes? So the volume increases. For example, the volume increases for decreasing of the pressure, or if the pressure increases, the volume decreases. You can see. Then we can get the lines. We can get this line. This is the line. At 200 Kelvin, we get this line. The curves we get. And if you increase the temperature at 400, the curve is obtained. And at the 600 Kelvin temperature, again we can get higher curve we get. So from this, what we can understand, when at the different pressure, that means when pressure increases, the volume decreases. At that constant temperature for the fixed amount of the gas, we can get the curves we get, and these curves will be different at different temperature. When temperature increases, we can get higher curves, and at the low temperature we can get the lower curves we can get. But when at higher pressure, at higher pressure, do you get the same curve? Means no, because when pressure increases, the gases do not follow the Boyle's law. At high pressure, if we apply high pressure the pressure is very high, definitely the volume decreases, then the gas will be liquefied. The gas will be liquefied, we say. The gas is liquefied. The gas is liquefied at high pressure. That means the gas doesn't follow the Boyle's law. At higher pressures, we say. So the lines we get at different temperature are said to be isotherms, we say. These lines, what we call, means the curves we get at different constant temperatures are called isotherms. Isotherms, we say. That means here higher curves we get at higher constant temperature. And from this, what we understand from the Boyle's law is that the volume of the gas we get, double if the pressure is halved. Okay, so this is that. And next one is another graph we can get. So another graph is drawn versus pressure versus about 1 upon V. That means when pressure is taken on this y-axis, and volume is taken on this x-axis, volume is taken, 1 upon V is taken. 1 upon V is taken. Then if you plot the graph, so pressure versus inverse of this volume means 1 upon V. So at different temperature, at T1 temperature, T2 temperature, and 3D temperature, so instead of the curves, we can get what is means straight line we can get. we plot the relation. That means when pressure increases 1 by V, so 1 by V also decreases. Pressure increasing. When pressure increasing, so what happened? The at given temperature, the 1 by V also decreases, but we can get the straight line. We can get T1 temperature and the T2 temperature. We can get the straight lines. We can get for the fixed amount of gas. So the experiments are boiled totally in quantitative manner. So, and the gas is highly compressible because when a given mass of a gas is compressed, the same number of molecules occupy smaller space. This means that gases become denser at high pressure. So keep on compressing. What happened? The keep on compressing the gas, the molecules occupy smaller space. That means the molecules occupies smaller space and its density increases at high pressure. A relationship can be obtained between density and the pressure of the gas by Boyle's law. So this is also an application. The density versus the pressure. By the definition, density is related to the mass m and the volume is v. Already you know that. So mass upon v is m upon v is mass per volume is called density. This is the formula we know. Already we have studied V is equal to, see the PV equal to K is that the product of pressure and volume is said to be, so Boyle's law, this is the Boyle's law. And the density is equal to, density is nothing but, the density we can write is, density is mass upon volume is the density. So V is equal to M upon D is the, so volume relation with the density equation we can get. So substituting the equation, so already we know that PV equal to PV is equal to K. Is that equation? Boyle's law equation this is. Now the V value, this is the V value, you can substitute in this, then we can get P, so into M upon D we can get. M upon V we can get D. This is equal to K. So this is equal to K is a constant. Now M upon D mass per density, so is equal to V. So then we can write, so rearrange this equation, P upon D, therefore P upon D equal to K upon M, where M is equal to 1. Because for the fixed mass, this is a constant, this is a constant. So both are constant, then P by D. So pressure is directly proportional to the density. This is the equation we can get. Pressure is directly proportional. When pressure increases, density increases. When pressure increases, means density increases. Now look at this effect of pressure on the volume of 0.09 moles of CO2 gas at 300 Kelvin. When, for example, the pressure is applied, 2 bars pressure is applied, 2 bars pressure is applied, 2 bars pressure is applied, then the value will be how much we can get, 112. 1 upon V is equal to 8.90. And the product of pressure equal to 22.4 liters we can get, dm cube, we can get our meter cube, will get this value. When pressure increases 2.5, the value will be 89.2, then the product of pressure and volume will be 22.3. You can see the at increasing of the pressure, observe this, increasing of the pressure and decreasing of the volume, we can see, right? And the product of pressure and volume will be the same, almost all same. The product of pressure and volume will be the same. So that is here, this is that constant. This is the constant values we are getting. This is decreasing of the volume. This is increasing of that pressure. The product of pressure and volume is constant. We can prove with this quantitative measurement, experimental quantitative measurement we say. So from this Boyle's law equation, we can obtain that P equal to K into density. This shows that constant pressure is directly proportional to the density for the fixed mass of the gas. So let us look into the problem given here. A balloon filled with hydrogen at room temperature. A balloon, for example, a balloon filled with hydrogen gas, for example, this is the balloon filled with hydrogen gas. If it pressure exceeds 0.2 bars, if at 1 bar pressure the gas occupies inside the gas how much? 2.27 liters. The gas inside how much? So let us assume this is V1. Let us assume the gas volume is V1, which is equal to 2.27. Pressure inside of the balloon is how much? Pressure is 1 bar pressure is given. 1 bar pressure is given here. If the pressure is increased, how much? P2. Pressure is increased to how much? P2. P2 is increased. Means, so change in the pressure, how much? 0.2. P2 value increased how much? 0.2 increased. Then what will be the volume? Volume of the balloon, how much? This is the question. That means balloon is filled with hydrogen gas. Its volume is 2.27 liters at P1 pressure, 1 bar. So 1 bar is that P1 pressure. P2 is 0.2. That means decreased. Pressure is decreased. And what will be the value? So definitely the balloon will expand. If this expand means, so it will burst. It will burst. And if exceed the pressure 0.2, that means pressure is decreasing. As we know that the formula is according to Boyle's law, so we have to use the formula P1 V1 equal upon P2. Directly I am writing formula P2. This is P2 is equal to V2. P1 V1 upon P2, where P1 is, so how much? 1 bar into 2.27 liters upon 0.2 bars is pressure. And if you simplify this, how much will be getting? 11.56 liters will be getting. Okay, so 11 liters you will get almost all. So 11 approximately you will get 11.56 liters you will get. That means initial volume is 2.27. Initial volume 2.27 and final volume is 11.56. That means balloon can expand. Balloon can expand. When it expands, it will burst. So that is the final volume of the balloon, we say.